Coming to the end, I looked at Marva, and her face was beaming. And I could hear the words flowing from her. I have unleashed this miraculous being onto the world. You better take it because I have given it to you. Thank you, Shamroy. Thank you, Richard. You don't have to say anything. Just take it with love. What about prosperity? What about it? Our lives are built on a platform we call consciousness. Consciousness is made up of all that we believe, all that we expect and hope for, all that we see or perceive, all we can experience, all we can express. You and your consciousness are one. Who you think you are, what you think God is, what you think other people are the foundations on which you build your consciousness. We build who we are from our early experiences. And out of that, we form conclusions about ourselves that in some cases haunt us all our lives and create patterns of doing in us that are totally against who we really are. And because most of us live out our lives in consciousness, we never experience the truth of our being. That as spiritual beings, we are like the universe or the mass of energy or spiritual substance. We are meant to expand. We don't go back home. We go build a home. Home is a state of mind where we find fulfillment and peace. Going back home is to an island that is encased by the thoughts of the past. And if we go back to the past, we could never experience what lies ahead. Some of us are still longing to go home, not realizing we are meant to build. We are builders. Our steps, our feet face forward, meaning we should be doing what? Going forward. The heel grounds us, but the toes point us in the direction that we need to go. Consciousness is the state of my life. When I look at my life, I can tell you what my consciousness is built on. What about prosperity? The universe, God, source, universal mind, divine intelligence, whatever you want to call it, is abundant in every area. Wherever you go, we say, God is. And if God is here, then abundance is here. If I am not prospering, it has nothing to do with God or the devil. It has to do with me. You getting that? Yes. Abundance is available to all of us. But if we think there is somebody that God made to help us, we will not look to the source. We will depend on the person who is supposed to come that never comes. Your source and supply is within you. It comes to you in the form of ideas. But you have to believe that you can work these ideas for yourself to experience the fullness of the idea that came to you. You have the power. You got to believe that you have the power to take an electrical picture in your mind and build on that to create something that is tangible that you can use. If you don't believe in your creative ability, you could never prosper. Prosperity is the expansion of an idea that brings you fulfillment. Fulfillment means I am now satisfied because what I set out to accomplish has been accomplished. You hearing me this morning? Yes. One of the first things you have to realize is that the universe is friendly. It is not your enemy. It is for you and will supply you with all. So you stop blaming and start claiming and start living. Success is the fulfillment of a quest. Nobody, I say nobody, can help you fulfill your quest. The divine quest is fulfillment. Fulfillment means having the fullness of what you are looking for. If you don't have an image in mind, you can't successfully have an experience without a likeness. What does prosperity mean to you? Is your mind always dwelling on inadequacy, on lack? That's what prosperity means to you. That you will experience lack and more lack. To him who hath, more is given. To him who hath not, even that which he has is taken away. Can you hear me this morning? Yes. When we concentrate on lack, we get lack. Is your mind set up to prove that you are lacking? Because that's what we do. That's consciousness. What you think about, you will repeatedly bring about. And you could live in the king's palace, but still accepting yourself as a slave and live like a slave. You have to declare, I am master of all I survey. I am master of my domain. I am master of my life. There's nobody else created to help me. I am the master. I own it. And therefore, wherever I am, I will find a way to prosper. You see, when we wait for others, we will wait a lifetime in the same state that we started off waiting. Educate yourself to realize that you have the power to attract ideas from the universe. You have the power to create around them, and you have the power to manifest them. Don't let what they have said about you become your consciousness. You decide what you will be and how you can experience the fullness of the universe. We good? The universe, it is friendly. The universe is always expanding. If there is no expansion in you, it has nothing to do with the universe. It is never against you. Fear not, little flock. It is my pleasure to give you all that you can see in your kingdom. If you see nothing in your kingdom, you get nothing. You'll keep walking around with a cup. More beans, please. And don't get the beans. Not realizing the beans can only come if you plant the seeds. You are the planter. You are the nourisher. You are the reaper of everything in your life. This quick fix. You know, we like instant tea, instant coffee, quick fixes. And we don't get the principle. The principle, first comes the seed, and then the blade, and then the wheat, and then the harvest time. We want the seed that we plant, we want to eat. So we never have the harvest. The harvest comes when we consciously do the work by claiming that I am the farmer. I till the soil. I plant the seed. I reap my own harvest, not somebody else's harvest. Don't look to reap anybody else's harvest. Reap your own harvest. Because if you don't know why they planted, how they planted, and what's coming up, you get poisoned. John 15:4-5 says, abide in me and I in you. As the branch cannot bear fruit by itself unless it abides in the vine, neither can you unless you abide in me. I am the vine, you are the branches. In other words, there's a vast supply of electricity, and I came with a plug. I got a plug in and stay plugged in. If I don't plug in, I could have the most expensive piece of equipment, it ain't gonna work. You gotta plug in. Plug into what? Plug into the understanding that God is my only source and my supply. And when I understand that, I could feel and know the truth of my being, that I and God are one. God is working through me as I am working with God. Plug in. No plug in, no electricity. Electricity just means energy. Energy just means spirit. Plug into spirit, receive, and manifest. Failure, lack, limitation, they are not real. They are byproducts of our thinking. What you call failure, somebody else calls success. The reason why you see failure is but because you're not doing the right thing, but you want to get the right results. Failure is an opportunity to look back in yourself and change your consciousness, because you realize that what I have been doing will not lead me to the place that I would like to. Failure is the forerunner of success. Sometimes we have to teach little kids that. Especially like in sports. They're on a team that keeps winning and winning and winning and winning and winning. And then sometime they get so relaxed that another team beats them and they start to cry because they have never yet experienced failure. Sometimes it's good to experience what we call failure to realize there's something else that I need to do to bring about my expectations. But if I keep doing the same thing, not realizing that expansion in thinking is necessary, I will produce the same experience and cuss out and fuss out the same way that I did before. Because we like to cuss and fuss when things don't work our way, and we start to blame God. And another name for God is the devil. Because most of us do things wrong and believe it should work. We good? Yeah. Are we good? You sure you're good now? Because I am good. Accepting and living by principle is so key. I remember a math teacher, not Bianca, telling me that one of the first things you have to get is the principle. If you don't get the principle, you can't go forward. And some of us, we could do what we call sums and guess the answers, but never get the principle. So we succeed through ABC, kindergarten, and first grade. But because by second grade we need to understand the principle, we can't pass our exams anymore because we never got the foundation. The principle is the foundation on which everything is based and the results come. The first principle we need to know is that wherever I am, my supply and my source is. That God is my only source and supply. Everything else are but channels through which my supply comes. So I don't believe in the channel, I believe in the source. See, sometimes we come to believe in the channel. Hello. And when the channel leaves us, hello now, we get a good bay, a wide opening, a void that cannot be filled. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Trust means to surrender to the principle wherever I am, God is, and there is nothing else, no one else can fill my void. Prosperity is the experiencing of expansion forever and ever. No closure. It can't be experienced today and not tomorrow. If you stay connected, it's forever and ever. And I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. That's what this means. This means when I rely on source for all my supply, I could rest in the house of abundance forever and ever. You see, most of us have been taught that money means prosperity. The Bible tells us that money is the root, not money, the love. Now, get this. Money is necessary. Money means currency that flows. It is good for us. It provides us with all the hygiene factors, the things we need in our lives. But it's the love or craving for it that destroys us. Our focus should not be on the money, but on the source and supply. God is my source. Then the money flows easily, and I don't have to form anything in my mind to get the money. I don't need to get the money. I need to open my mind to the principle that wherever I am, all the money and the cattle that I could ever need are right here with me. The money will flow, and the cattle will produce the milk, and I will get bees for honey. So I will live in the house full of milk and honey forever and ever. This is what abundance is. It's not the things that you accumulate in your house that the fire will come and burn out. And if you don't have insurance, they're all gone. Because you're so stingy not to pay for the insurance, because you're hoarding so much. Because the little $200 a month is so much. What to my money? When you love money, you refuse to spend it to protect it from you. You hearing me this morning? I'm just a messenger. I don't know what I'm saying. It's just flowing through to me to you this morning. We getting it? So what we need to do is to establish a consciousness of oneness with God. Just close your eyes for a moment and just imagine. Imagine that you live in a globe. And this globe has everything that you have. And you, like a fish, could swim any part in this globe. And wherever you are, whether you need planktons, other little fish to eat, whatever you have need of will be supplied. All you need to do is to keep swimming. Just keep swimming. And realize that when you get to a new spot, what you have need of is there. Not will be there, is there. It has always been there from the beginning of time. Therefore, my searching has to be directed from within, not from without. Because what most of us do then, we see another fish eating something that we never even thought about. We turn back to go after what that fish is eating. And then we forget to swim. And then a bigger fish comes and eats us up. In Jonah's case, a big whale. But these are images in our minds based on fear. We are afraid that our neighbors will get past us. So we change the house every 5 years. Because bigger is better. But it's more expensive. And you're struggling now, but you want bigger. You tell me how that math gonna work out. It's either you lose the house or you lose your mind. Does not make sense. If you say wherever I am, God is, and God is my supply, wherever you are, you should be at peace. Isn't that nice to be at peace? Peace is the greatest sensation that one can have. You feel fine. You don't have to react. And when the mailman walks down the street, you don't have to hide. And when the phone rings, hello, how are you? And you know it is well with your soul. Say with me, it is well, it is well, it is well with my soul. I am happy, I am peaceful, and nobody is running after me. That's prosperity. Living in prosperity says, all my needs are now met. You know what that means? All the hankerings and desires that I have in me are taken care of, even before I ask. Hello now. Just think about that for a moment. Even before you ask, you should be contented. You should enter into the transaction with God contented. Not looking for anything but to say, like Samuel, yes, Lord, thy servant heareth. Direct my path. Tell me what to do, God, so I could prosper more. Because like Abraham, I have heard your voice telling me to go to a new country, away from the old mindset. Go to a new mindset. And I will prosper you. And anything that comes before me that is different, I will bless it. We have a tendency to curse anything that is different. And therefore, that which appears different for us cannot bless us. So we set aside a lot of people in our lives who could help us because of a strand of hair that is different to us. A texture of skin or a color of skin that is different. We set them aside and say automatically, you can't help me. And not realizing God is using them as a channel. So if you reject the channel, you reject the source. Look how many people have come to you that you reject. God sent a boat. You say, I don't want no boat. God sent a helicopter with a line coming down. You say, no. It's not the right color. God said a Lamborghini. I read one. But God, I expected a white one. You send it. He said, well, your consciousness don't deserve riches. He send you a Hyundai. You say, well, that ain't good for me. Take what is in the midst of you, because it's all God in the midst of you, appearing as your consciousness would unfold for you. Learn to creep before you could walk. You get a whole tuna. You can't eat all of that tuna. There's a man with his jaw hanging. Give him most of the tuna. Set yourself free of the tuna. Because you got to have to now build a whole fence and sit down whole day watching that tuna. Let it go. Prosperity means to let it flow through you. Tithe sometimes. Give to your church sometimes. Give love to somebody else. You can't keep it all. It will give you indigestion and cause you to be sick in your life. Congestion kills us when we try to keep it all and hoard it. Give, and it shall be given unto you. Freely you have received, freely give. That is a state of mind. It is only yours for a time. It passes through you to get to somebody else. Don't hold it. What God has made, let it flow through you. Don't condemn it. You ask for $200 and God give you $2. You put it in the corner. Don't realize that $2, without that $2, you will have $198. You do not know when God will send you the rest. Appreciate what God has sent you. Look at it not with scorn. It's a penny. Love it. Love it. Someone was telling me the other day how I am increasing. And I smiled. And they said, I meant your stomach. And I smiled. And I said, this is God's gift and I'm keeping it until God is ready to take it from me. And I am blessing it. Long ago I would be upset when I wake up in the morning and I look in the mirror and I realize that I am not that as spiritual as the Buddha, but I'm looking like the Buddha. But I rub my stomach, and I figure, well, if this is the source of my supply and expansion, thank you, God, for it. I will not curse it. Don't curse your body. That's the tool that you have to use to get where you have to go. When you are ready to lose it, you will drop it. Don't spend all your energy on losing weight. Be glad and rejoice in it. Somebody fat clapping. Sorry, Noreen. I want you to realize that God is always flowing. And there is no spot where lack is. Lack is a state of mind formulated by an individual who cannot focus on abundance. It's an excuse that we use to stay where we are. Wherever we are, there's abundance. Look up in the sky. Numerous clouds. A vast array of blueness. Oh, magnificent. Don't curse the rain. Don't curse anything in your life. And don't say to yourself, I am poor and polite. You will stay that way. I am rich, rich, rich. Say with me, I am rich, rich, rich.
I am rich, rich.
All that I have. My Father has given to me. And will continue to give to me. Because I deserve it. And I deserve all of it. Wow. Say wow now. I could now walk on water. Wow. Yes. You got to believe that you are a channel through which God flows. God is not going to flow through somebody else who you make up in your head to supply you. Some of us are waiting for Mrs. Right. And we keep getting Mrs. Wrong. When you stop seeing Mrs. Wrong, you will realize you have Mrs. Right. It's in your head. Did you know that? Did you know that?
Yes.
Everything that you experience, you make up in your head.
Yes.
And what you think about constantly, you bring about in your life. Your intent is equal to your experience. What are you hoping for? To get out of debt. The mere fact that you think you are in debt, you will never get out. Because what you think about, you bring about. Don't focus on your debt. Focus on liberation. I am free. And therefore the freedom to experience freedom is with me always. And then you find ways to come. The best way to get out of debt is to think abundance. Tell yourself, I am abundantly supplied now. All that I have need of is now with me. And suddenly, ideas begin to flow. How to? When you focus on the debt, it means what? Debt means what? To most of us, a punishment, a burden, a heaviness. You mean to say I made $200 and I have to give this man $100? Bless it and send it on its way, and you'll see before the day is over, 100 comes back to you. That's how the universe works. What you focus on, you will constantly get more debt. Because what you will do is, you go out, you borrow $100. To service that $100, you have to pay another $50. So you go out and borrow $150, and you pay off the $150. Now instead of $100, you owe $150. And because your mind is on clearing off the debt, you go borrow $200 to pay off the debt and the interest. You increase and increase until you realize, oh God, and you get depressed. And then when people meet you, you have to tell them your story. Now hear this. Hello. All you need to do is to claim, don't blame. Because nobody forced you to get into that. And bless the people who loan you the money because the chair is sitting in your living room. You're using it, but you're cursing the person who provided for you. When God asked Abraham to go to a new place, he said to him, whatever you bless will bless you. He said to, and whatever you curse will be a curse to you. However you name what you name, you will experience the characteristic of that name you have given. Name everything good. When Peter was having his experience with the Gentiles, that night he went to bed and a sheet appeared from heaven. And all the animals were placed on that sheet. And Peter began to look. He said, well, I don't eat that. I can't eat that. I shouldn't eat this. Why God placed this in front of me? And God said, Peter, kill and eat. Call not what I have created unclean. Many of us live out of the gender state. Man and woman. We treat women one way, we treat men the other way. And then we add other characteristics to the gender. And everything we add, we treat differently. Call not one what God has made unclean. Whatever stands before you is of God. It is good for you. Use it. Don't condemn it. Some of us are so full of condemnation, criticism, anything that is different, we don't like. Because, why? Can't you see? No, I can't. Seeing is a mental position that you come to without even knowing the truth about it. Are you full of criticism? Anybody in here likes to criticize? Put your hand. You could put your hand now. This is your day of salvation. If you don't put your hand now, you're going to miss the boat. And it's straight to hell you're going. Anybody likes to criticize? Put your hand down. Condemn. I'm keeping my hand up. Condemn. Hello. Stop doing it. And realize that wherever you are, all the people there are children of God just like you. And their nature is absolute good, just like you. And you will see yourself prospering. Have you ever made a mental shift and things begin to change for you? Hello? 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 Have you ever made a mental shift and realized that the people who used to be your enemies were actually trying to reach in to join you and help you? Have you ever come to that place yet? Try it. You might like it. Hey, really try that. Don't walk in with prejudgment. Walk in free and walk out free. Have you ever walked in with prejudgment in a negative way and walk out heavy? Why did I come here? And all this heaviness. Walk in light and walk out bright. Let your light shine, so that you could see your way and others will see you. That's why you need to let your light shine, is so others can see you as an example and influence the changes that need to take place in their life. When they see you, It's not the color of your skin, but the light that shines from within you. Be a charismatic person that when they look at you, they say, wow, something is going on here I want to be a part of. Be a change agent. Yes. Wow, can you live that way and prosper all the days of your life? You need it. Try it. What I'm saying here today is for you. It's not for the people who didn't come to church. Don't think about Shirley or Jack who didn't come. That would have been a good message for him. No, it's for you. Except a grain of wheat falls into the earth and dies, it cannot become wheat above the ground. Wherever you are, whoever is there has something to give to you or to teach you. Open your mind and receive. Hello now. No man is an island. We are part of an archipelago that comes from God and goes back to God. A chain of individuals who need each other. I need you. Say with me, I need you.
I need
you need me.
You need me.
Yes. You know that song?
Yeah, I do.
You do?
I do.
Come up to the mic. I don't think he can play it. He doesn't know it.
I need you to survive.
I need you.
Mm-hmm.
You need me.
Sing it
We're
right now.
one big happy family. Yes.
Oh, okay. So not that version, but I know. I need you. You need me. We're all a part of God's body. Stand with me.
Hold somebody.
Agree with
Touch me. Touch somebody.
We're all
Touch somebody.
a part of God's body. It is God's will that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive.
I'm connected to you.
I
am part of you.
Important
I am one with
to
you.
me. I need you to
We need each other.
survive.
You don't know the rest?
I don't know the rest.
Sit down and just sit down and sit down. Just sit down and sit down.
I need words.
I need you. I can't go past me without you. I need you to survive. The more I give to you, the more you receive from me, is the more you can give me. And what I give to you is my light and my love. I need from you your light. I need your love. So we could become one and experience this wonderful thing called life without interruption, without being cut off. I plug myself in you, you plug yourself into somebody else, and we become one. And in this oneness, we experience the oneness of the universe. So I could truly say, wherever I am, God is. Because you are God manifested in a body. But the Spirit of God lives in you the same way it lives in me. And we want to connect. If we don't connect, what good is it to say, I have lived? To live is to experience life. And I came that we can have life abundantly. Why am I struggling? It's because I refuse to connect. Connect and live. God bless.